Greetings, Minecrafters! Nonsanity here, and welcome to another episode of Avant 3 here on the FTOG server. This is part 2 of the Mekanism 5x ore doubling system I was setting up, and as you can see, I've been doing some mining, because I need to feed a lot of osmium into there. So, let's get started. Yeah, I've got a very big hole. Let's turn the map back on, and that's all the way zoomed out. Yeah, I've got a big hole. And it's now starting in this other quarter here. Don't know if this is going to get me all the osmium I need, but it might. We'll see. I will say one thing with this particular mixture of mods is that the evil craft blood splatters that mobs leave when they fall, I guess it turns whatever block it hits into a tile entity because the quarry can't get them. So they end up floating all throughout this space. And I just like to have it clean, so I go out and tear them all down. By hand, flying around. But then I can also get the deep resonance crystals. I've gotten quite a few of them doing all this mining, because they get left and you have to spot them. But yeah, the quarry's going pretty well. I've got a lot of power running through it here. Let's see. I have to take this nutrition module off my right hand. Get an empty hand and right click. 42,800. And that's enough to keep it fully maxed out. So I'm not sure how many I put in there. We can do the math and figure it out. And I'm frozen. Okay, there we go. But yeah, this quarry is doing pretty well. Now, one thing is, when I return to it after it's fully run and there's a lot of flowing water, it does tend to reduce the TPS count on the server, especially if there's a lot of other people on. It's best to come in and clean it out when there's nobody else here, because this water is going down, but that requires ticks. I mean, it's doing calculations to figure out how the water should move. And right now, TPS is probably, yep, it's a little low. Just from these two blocks. Actually, that one may be gone now. What if I come close? No, but it's still going down. Oh, and there's another one of the blood splatter blocks. They just have to be broken by hand. I will run the quarry a second time when it's done, because as water and lava mix at the lower levels, you do get little bits of cobble and lava and water that get left behind. And any source blocks of water might get scooped up by a second run as well. But for now, I'm just going to let it run. So let's head back and continue where we left off with the previously recorded 5x ore duplication system. Back over here. So we return to the episode in progress. That makes that appear, at least. So the next phase is what comes out of here. Goes into a... what does it go into? What are my parts? Let's see if I remember. Dissolution chamber. Let's put that back up there. Eternal water block's in here now? How'd it get in there? Okay. Did somebody message me? Dunno. Alright. So the dissolution chamber goes here. That does not connect there. Good. It's going to get the sulfuric acid, which is a gas. Okay. I just have to configure it. Yes, no. It's not a gas. It must be a liquid. No. It is a gas. So why is it not coming out? I guess it is. Excuse me. I think I have to put this the other way around. Now it's going in. All right. All right, we're getting there. This is what melts down the ores. We finally got to the point where we can put ores into the system. And we're going to get slurry. So the slurry goes into a washer. Chemical washer. Now I'm guessing I might have to put this down from the other side too. And I should get some ore to test out in it. And of course, osmium ore is the ore I want to convert. Yeah, I put that up here. He must have come back, broken it, and put it in the chest. And actually, while I'm here, while I'm doing this, let's get out a chest. And I'm going to need a item conduit. So it has to go in on the top. There we go. I'm not going to have it extract right now. Oh, I didn't want to put this one here. I'm not ready to put lots in there. I want to put it over here. Oh, it has a... yeah. Let's put it in on the top. I think I want it. Alright. Not all of these devices use the same configuration. So I take that as the excuse as to why I forgot this time that this one you can do this. Alright, that's everything. And now it needs this again set to that. Alright, that's staying up. That's filling up. We're good. Alright, that one's done. So this is what's going to take the slurry. Let's melt one of these down. There it is. Now this one takes something else. What does it take? Oh, it takes water, which we have right over here. Not sure why I had those two, but I can connect like that. Now it's doing the washing, and we got clean osmium slurry. All right. So, and these keep disappearing. What? Oh. There we go. All right, let's see. We want to run some power this way, because this is going to come out here and go into 4 crystallizers. And I think I place them like this. Big on that side, little on the other side. Those don't seem to match, but I think this is the way I need to go. It is not. The slurry is not a gas, is it? That'd be strange. It does seem to be a gas. In which case, I need to turn this around. And I need to configure it. Is that doing anything? Yes. All right. So I need to put the other 4 down in the same way. And connect them up like that. So they will all be getting some eventually, but for now this one got it all. There's still some here. Oh, power. These 2 don't have power. I need some more power cables. Am I out of power cables? Oh, I am. Well, I can use some of these for the moment. Oh, wait, do they? They don't connect, do they? Get out of here. No, they don't connect. Is there any place here that I've got one that I don't need? Well, we'll just take them from here for the moment. Alright. Power, power. I guess I don't need... no, oh, there's a pipe there. Nope, I need those. Now there's lots of slurry in the pipeline. These are all going to get some. Unfortunately, they probably will get partial amounts, not enough to make a crystal. Because I just put in the 1 ore, which has gone out of there. It's gone out of there. It's out of the pipe. Yeah, see, 153, 142, 138, 167. None of them have the 200 necessary to make a crystal. That would be a problem if we were only putting in one, if we were like feeding in all of our different ores at once. And some of them would get stuck in these various machines. But this is only going to be doing osmium, and it's going to be doing all of it at once, so a little bit stuck is fine. It just means, you know, there's only like 3 or there's 4 osmium stuck in there. And that won't be a problem to the very, very end. Alright, now I could continue using Mekanism pipes, but I'm going to switch to conduits now, just because I can. Oh, I was crouching. Extract, extract, extract. And these will take out these osmium crystals. And we will turn them. I will need the extra separator. We'll put them into an injecting factory. That is, I think, what comes next. Put that there. And we'll make it insert. We'll set that to auto sort. It's input here, output there. Auto eject on. So these are not... Oh, wait. Let's see. The right side is output. Oh, auto eject on. Maybe it's not going to work with the conduits. That was a possibility. I hadn't tested it with the conduits. Should work, but maybe it won't. Fly back over here. Now watch these not work either because it was some other reason. Oops. Get out the configurator again. Yeah. I think the conduit would have worked. Let me fix this. Okay, it was deceptive. It wouldn't take the osmium crystals until it had its hydrogen chloride. So I slapped another one of these on the back, which I had, set its gas to output everywhere auto eject on, and now this same stuff is coming over here. I mean, I could run a pipe, but I don't know. I just like this. So now it'll take the osmium crystals and cook them up into shards. And let's go ahead. One of the invisible pipes got me. Let's go ahead and drop another ore in here. So we should see more of the crystals showing up here as they are washed and dried and pressed. Any moment now. There it is. Alright, let's put the rest of these together because it's getting late. We want the purifying actually next, then crushing, then enriching. I don't have an enricher. What happened to my enricher? We'll make a placeholder. Okay, and we need the separator. For the purifier step, electrolytic separator, another one of these, and some water tubes. Like that. We will dump the hydrogen, and the oxygen will get sent into here. I thought it would just take it. Oh, we have to accept it from the back. It accepts it from everywhere. Oh, it doesn't have power now. I definitely have to make some more energy conduits. I need to make the enricher that goes there. All right, let me make those. I'll be right back. Okay, at some point I cut off the video and I'm jumping to this because there were problems. But I think all the problems have been fixed, except the frame rate, which I think because these blocks, as you can see them flickering, the lights, they're doing dynamic lighting updates constantly as they turn on and off, causing horrible frame rate lag. I wish that was not a feature of these blocks. If it's not the sound, it's the lighting. But here we have what I think is the final arrangement. Now, if you notice a bunch of the red squares there, every block has an exciter attached to it. This way I can control specifically how much power each machine gets. So, the whole system, starting from the back. Oh, this frame rate. So don't worry, it'll run out of brine shortly because I turned off all three of these towers. Alright, so we got the water block on each one of the towers, set to pipe in 2 waters. That gives them enough water to stay active. I've got the thermodynamic conductor here, set up to get the heat from these 2 guys, which are both set to 1000 RF, so 1K. That's enough to keep the towers, all 3 towers, at full heat. If I set it at both to 900K, that's too little. So somewhere in between those 2 is going to be the perfect value. Let me go ahead and activate them again. They will have lost all their heat, so then they're going to have to heat up again. But I wanted to show that the next step is to get the juice out of them. Let me break this and replace it. And start piping the brine out. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's piping into a tank that's just a little buffer. Actually, it's a very big buffer. As you can see, it holds 9,000 millibuckets. And I managed to use half of it while I was getting set up to record this. It pipes out the brine into 2 electrolytic separators. Now, I've custom tuned... I started custom tuning all the upgrades. These 2 only need 6 speed upgrades. They take so much more power in those last 2 upgrades. That's why I've got 2 of these things. 1 might be enough with 1 more upgrade, but I think these 2 are doing pretty well. So I'm going to go with this for now and see how it does. So 6. Everything's going to have full upgrades except these 2 have 6. And this guy over here has 7 because he needed it. And that guy over there... Speed. He's all the way up. Oh well, that's fine. This guy's making the hydrogen chloride. It's staying fully full, and it's piping into this. So these are taking the brine, making the chlorine. It's dumping the sodium. This one's taking water and making hydrogen, and it's dumping the oxygen. The hydrogen and the chlorine make the hydrogen chloride, which goes into the quantum entangloper, which is set to a common channel, which is private. There's the source of water for this guy. Over here, I found that having 2... Oops, that's not visible. I'm still having trouble with this visibility issue. But if I break and replace them, it does make them visible again. I did that for all of these just so that... Oh, no, I missed one. Back up. Bang. I wanted you to be able to see everything. There we go. Alright, so I've got 2 of these chemical injection chambers. They need hydrogen chloride, and they need gunpowder. Which, why is that not going in? Is its front not set to input? It is. That one's working. Set to insert. Oh, it's set to in and out. There we go. Now it's getting its gunpowder. Alright. So they take the hydrogen chloride and gunpowder and they make sulfur. And you can see they're getting the hydrogen chloride from that same gas channel here. And this ender chest is set up to my system back home, filling it with gunpowder. And I'll have to make sure that it's going to get more gunpowder. The sulfur comes in the chemical oxidizer, which just turns it into... What does it turn into? It's never full long enough to say. Well, whatever it is. It comes into this one. This one also needs to combine it with oxygen. So we've got an electrolytic separator over here, which has a... It does not need that much speed, I don't think. Let's take out 2 and see how it does. That should be fine. Yeah, it's more than fast enough still. You can see it going... and it's not going down here. Probably take it down 1 more speed. Not that I need to conserve power. Take it down 1 more. But you can tune this way. So there it's staying up. Let's get 1 down 1 more then. It's staying up. Alright, that's good. It's just that the sulfur's not coming in that fast. See, it's not continuously running because even with 2 of these, it's not... there's not enough sulfur production to keep it continuously running. Alright, that takes water to make the oxygen. The hydrogen is being dumped. Water is also going into the rotary condenserator here, which is turning it to water vapor. How is that doing for speed? I can probably take out some of those. And then the water vapor and the sulfur trioxide. Alright, this is probably sulfur dioxide that it's making here. Sulfur trioxide turns into sulfuric acid, and that gets piped into the dissolution chamber, which turns it into slurry. The slurry gets washed in the chemical washer, which also takes water, which is why I've got this one central water source for everything. And then the slurry goes into the chemical crystallizers, which turned into the first stage crystals, which you can see swooping by there. Those come into the elite injecting factory, which also needs hydrogen chloride, which is getting from the quantum entangloper. It outputs into this guy, the purifying factory, which needs, as you can see down here, oxygen, just getting from this electrolytic separator, and it does need 7 out of 8 of the speed upgrades. So then it passes them to the crushing factory, which passes them to the enriching factory, which passes them to the smelting factory, and we're getting the osmium into this ender chest, which takes it back to my home base, because I haven't moved in here yet. This is the ore coming in. Let's see if the... No, that's still going down. I'll have to check on that. Verify that this is keeping up. Yep. And this is keeping up. Yep. So that's how you tune. You put them all in and start taking them out until you see something start to drop. But you have to make sure everything else is stable. Otherwise, it might be some other reason that's causing it to drop. But right now, everything is backlogged, probably at the chemical crystallizers here. But I think they're at full speed, and they can't take any other upgrades except muffling. So I made 4 of them, but it looks like you could probably have more than 4 if you wanted to go faster. But this is just going to run through my limited supply of osmium slowly, and that's all I really needed to do. So this is the build. Fairly compact. I can decorate it later. It all fits in one chunk. That way only one chunk has to be chunked. Oh, no, now it's no longer fitting in one chunk. Oh, that's a problem. Well, I can just rotate. I can rotate this. Let's do that. Just break these pieces. And their power. As to how much power everything needs, again, I just started putting in... I think I went with 16 exciters to start, and then kept increasing as things needed more. So now instead of... No, let's move them again. I don't want them here. I want them... Well, this has to be input on this side. So that has to be the input. So... everything needs to move over one. Oh, no, that's right at the edge. I think everything is about as compact as it can be. This would have been fine if I had just the one, but because I wanted 2, it's not enough. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll bring this down. I'll get some more of these. There we go. And I'll bring it down here. Yeah, that'll work. I think. Yes. I'll make it work. So these 2 will go here and here. Their outputs will be at the bottom. Their inputs will be at the top. Oh, and then the power in the back. And then I still need some place for the juice to go in. So we'll juice them from the middle. And this will be the output down here. And then there'll be input from the top. That will be disabled. That will be input. Input. Put the chest on top. Extract all the time. I know you can use the wrench to get at these things from without having to dig down, but I don't have the wrench on me, so I'm just going to pop down here to do it. We're going to extract. We're going to disable that one. And we're going to insert here. Now we need to adjust which sides they're expecting things. We're going to input on the top, output on the bottom, auto eject on. They get gas from anywhere. And this one, input, output, auto eject, gas is everywhere. Now they just need power. Ooh, I don't think I can put the power there, can I? Because that one's in the way. But that one can get powered on the top. I have 32. I'll break that one. Got 48. So these were all using 16 each. So power. There we go. That should... I can turn this off now. Oh yeah, this thing, once you break it, you have to reconnect it to whatever it was attached to. So it's got its gunpowder, it's got its hydrogen chloride, and the sulfur is disappearing. Same. Oh, no, this one is not disappearing. It's sulfur. Did I not set this to... It is... Oh, I have it backwards. Input, output. There we go. Now the sulfur is disappearing. So this should be getting sulfur from both of them. And it's running at maximum speed. Alright, so that takes care of that. Now it's all within one chunk. Very good. And there is a chunk loader for this chunk right there. One of the ender anchors from Random Things. And we saw how long ago I set these up. It's not getting its water. Uh-oh. I'm frozen. I'm frozen. It's fully... No, it's not heated up. No, it is heated up. Alright, that was interesting. It is still heating up. But it's not getting its water because I need to go down. Since I broke and replaced these cables when it was not a fully formed multi-block, they did not connect. But now they do. And they can take input. Again, this one, same thing. And I've got to get through this one. But that one I never broke, because it was always visible. So that one's still good. Alright, let's take a look at them now. Yep, going up. No water. What is that? Seems to think there's something else inside it. Brine? How did the brine get on the inside? Alright, well, I'll break that one. Place it back. Now it's got water. Okay. Somehow... Oh, probably when I wrenched that one so that it starts sucking out, that one was neutral, but it sent some brine in. And then I whacked it to be export, and it couldn't export anything. And this was stuck with brine in the input. So that should start heating up now, too, that it's got water in it. Alright, that is the episode. Sorry there were some problems along the way. But I think it came out very good. It's a compact, well-tuned machine now, running pretty quickly. With more of these crystallizers, I think we can go a lot faster. I could put the power on the bottom and stack another 4 on top. That would work. That would be easy. I might do that off camera. So that was part 2 and the final episode of setting up this 5X ore processing. As you can see, I did add another stack of those. There are pipes here in the front that are invisible. There's power exciters on the top and bottom, and a full 8 pipes here on the back that you also can't see. I really wish I knew what was causing that. I did go into my config and turn off all these animations and these lighting updates you can see, and a bunch of other things just to improve their performance. But I have not yet restarted Minecraft to make those take effect. But I recommend that if you have any issues with these, there is a client section of your config file for Mekanism that lets you turn off the sounds and disable the lighting and fix all that. Of course, once I do get rid of the lighting, I probably should put some more lights in and among the machines, since they won't be lighting themselves up like that. And right now it's running with the output of the quarry, which has not overloaded it. In fact, I don't see any coming in at all. Osmium is not the most common material, unfortunately. Ooh, I should show you something. Here, let me set it up. I'll be right back. Alright, I wanted to know how much osmium I needed to make a full 18 by 18 by 18 induction matrix using ultimate induction cells. So I wanted to see how much it takes to make one of these induction cells. What were the raw materials needed? You need all these energy tablets, you need pieces from the previous level, you need energy cubes of the right level, which themselves are nested. It's a rather complicated tree of stuff. So instead of doing it by hand, or in addition to doing it by hand, and let me switch over here, I wrote a little program. Really fast, just took me 20 minutes to throw together. This is in something called live code. If you've ever if ever wanted to learn some programming and actually do things, I highly suggest live code as something to go and get. It's free. The basics are all open source, so you can download it without having to pay anything. It is a fairly easy language. It's very easy to, just reach over here and drag out a button. Double click it and you can change its name. You can give it tooltips. You can change its color and, all sorts of statuses about it and effects. And then you can edit its script. And the scripting language is fairly easy to learn. It's very English-like. For those of you that might have heard of something called HyperCard from the Mac's early days, this is the great-grandson of HyperCard. But it's available for Windows, Macintosh, Linux. It will even compile to Android and iOS. You can turn one of these little projects into a freestanding program and share it with your friends. You do have to pay for an upgraded version of this program to make apps in the App Store, for example. And any application you give out, if somebody really wanted to, they could dig in and see all your scripts. To make it so they can't do that, you also need to have the paid version. But that's, most of the time, for the stuff I'm doing with it, it's usually one shot or very simple stuff. This was a very simple one. Basically, this isn't something I'd want to give to anybody else. It was just enough for me to do what I was doing and to make it very simple and fast to code. What I have over in this table, and maybe I can make it a little bit bigger. Let me resize some of these items and increase the font size here so maybe you can see on smaller screens. That's bigger. I guess I'll make them all that size. I just have to scroll if I need to. All right, so what I've got over here is a single letter followed by a space, followed by a letter, a number, a letter, and a comma. A number, letter, comma, number, letter, comma. In this case, the number is a decimal. Each of these letters represents some item in the game. A is an alloy from the Mekanism, the lowest level, alloy 1 in this case. E is redstone because I'm using R for something else, the reinforced alloy. I is iron. E is... oh, I have two E's. Oh, T is energy tab. Gotta fix that. D is gold. C is casing. S is steel. Basically, all the various pieces at different levels necessary to build the machine. And I used numbers for the 4 levels of cells and 4 levels of induction matrices. If I was going to do this for everybody else, I would skip the letters and the single character designations and go with the full names. Otherwise, I'd run out of single characters. But this was a real fast and easy way to do it for me. Over here, I have what it takes to make each of these things. So like the T, and the energy tab, takes 3 gold, 4 redstone, and 2, select it, 2 alloys. So that's the recipe. 3 gold, 4 redstone, 2 alloys. Makes 1 energy tablet. So I defined all the recipes I need, and then I wrote this button here. I didn't even give the button a name. Let me pop up its script. And I'm not sure I can make the script any bigger. Maybe in the preferences real quick. Let me see if I can do that for you. Script editor, here we go, size. Let's go up to 20. It's as high as it goes. All right. The buttons all have this mouse up. It's when basically if I click on the button, I'm holding the button down, nothing's happening. As soon as I let go of the button, something will happen. If I let go while I'm over top of it. I just slid my mouse off and let go so that the button didn't get clicked. It's that when letting go of the mouse that triggers the button. And that's what you define here. If I change the mouse down, the button would trigger when I first clicked it. But most buttons function on the up. So here I'm putting empty. This is actually a sort of complicated program. I'm not going to talk you through it. It is recursive, which is a little bit hard to grasp sometimes because I have this function make a, and it calls itself. And you have to be careful when doing that. Otherwise, it gets into a loop, and the program says, hey, you've done this way too many times. I'm not going to do it anymore. But all this basically does is when I tell it what I want to make, and I'm telling it I want to make the top tier induction matrix, which has got the character 8, I want to make one of them. I later multiply it by how many I need for my big machine. And it's going to start putting all the pieces I need into L. And if one of those pieces, like an energy tablet, can itself be crafted from other things, and it detects that down in here, I mean, if it finds the item over in this column over here, it means it could be made from something else. Like E is not in this column. E is redstone. There's no line in this field for E because it's a basic material. And if it's just a basic material, it adds it to my list of ingredients. But if it's in this list, if it finds it, and this is telling it to look for it in the list. If it finds it in the list, in other words, it didn't come back with 0, which is what it gets if it doesn't find it. It goes through each of these ingredients and basically does the same thing again. adding any more ingredients to this list called L. And that's as far as I'm going to go with it right now. Instead, I will show you, whoops, how it works. If I click this button, it tells me I need 6.2 million. Well, let's see. Let's click this one, which does a nice formatting. Gold, 6,234,112. Redstone, 9,914,368. Glass, 1,048,576. Iron, 9,469,952. Lithium, which I spelled wrong. Where's the lithium? Lithium. Run it again. Lithium, 1,048,576. Diamond, 18,432. Osmium, this is the big one, 393,216. Not the biggest number, but that's the one that's the most important to me because that's going to be the hardest to get. I mean, gold I can grow, and I am. Redstone, I already grew 8 million from my hand calculations. Now I know I need to get almost 10 million, so I'll grow a little bit more. Steel, I think I've got the 1 million steel I need. 1,048,576. So yeah, this little doohickey, and I think other people have made similar programs for at least basic Minecraft. But this one I made real quick just to let me do fancier stuff. I mean, if there was a huge interest in having a tool where you could enter in recipes for anything and have it calculate for you, I could clean this up and make it more friendly, but that would take some time away from Minecraft, and I don't have enough time for Minecraft. So yeah, I need almost 400,000 osmium. Let's see how I'm doing. Osmium, I'm at 200,000 osmium. I don't know exactly how many until we update the pack, because I think I put in a request for easy storage to let us see exactly how much is in there. I don't know in what way it was implemented, but supposedly that will be possible. If not now, then very shortly. So I'd really like to see exactly how much I've got. And for the redstone, it says I've got 8 million, so it's more than 8 million, but less than 9 million, and I need almost 10 million. So I'm going to try and get it up to 10. As soon as I get the gold up to 6, because that's what I'm growing now. I'm growing gold, and the other one here is gassed crops, because that's being turned into the gunpowder I need to make the sulfur for the ore duplication. How am I doing with the gun? I've got 200,000 excess gunpowder. But I had a whole lot more than that before, and I churned through it all. So I'm going to let it run along with the gold, even though it slows the gold down. All right, well, I think it's time to end this episode. It's a big two-parter. It's been a lot of fun. I do want to recommend that everybody check out the other people down in the comments, or down in the description of this video, and see everything that they've done around spawn here and at their own bases, because there's some really cool stuff people have been putting together. If you like chisels and bits, definitely go check out Rose. I mean, look at all this stuff she does. Look, she's made potted plants and bonsai trees. Looks like a lamp and a little fountain. Look at that. Barrels. I think she's going to start selling her designs here. She's got a water cooler, fruit bowl, coat rack, some neat shelves. I mean, just the building itself is just chiseled and bitted to extreme levels. I can actually feel the slight lagging of my frame rate. Ooh, I like that grill. That's a nice grill. The fire licking out. Little log benches. Very nice. She also did the big FTOG logo here in town. We've got our storehouse. We've got our spawn hub. We've got all sorts of stuff everybody should go and take a look at. Check out everybody else's videos. And we've got... Oh, what's this? Somebody made a frowny face out of pumpkins for some reason. I wonder what that's about. But we do have a new player. I think he's on right now. Yep, RG Shah. Everybody should check him out. I got to add him to my descriptions. He should be there by the time you see this. If not, remind me, because I forgot. So until next time, this is Nonsanity signing out. Take care, be good, and see you next time.